The story begins in the year 2050, where we see a girl named Nova. She is searching for water on barren land. This is a time when Earth is utterly uninhabitable and the atmosphere has only 44% oxygen left. Nova was moving forward when she suddenly gets a call from the command center. And she reaches the immediately. In the command center, we see an old man whose half face was burned. This man commands Nova that the time for the mission has come. After that, Nova puts on her spacesuit, settles into the ship along with an AI robot. Both seated in the ship, they start moving out of Earth's orbit. Looking outside, Nova feels as if Earth now looks like a lifeless rock. After that, we create a wormhole with Nova energy and anchor it. Actually, Nova is traveling through time to the past in an attempt to prevent this condition of Earth. As soon as she enters the left hole, Nova's spaceship, in the blink of an eye, turns into a spaceship of light. And we touch the speed of light. The moment Nova starts feeling faint, the spaceship also begins to malfunction, leading to its crash landing in the year 2025. In 2025, a boy named Naz is roaming around on his ATV bike when he spots Nova reading a spaceship and starts following her. It seems that Nova is unconscious. Nova here is like a child, meaning due to time travel, Nova has become younger. Meanwhile, Nova was unconscious and seeing the spaceship, the police were moving in that direction. So, Ed asks for help from Naz and Naz takes Nova on his ATV bike to a closed and old factory. Officer Ida arrives near the spaceship, but except for the spaceship, there was nothing else there. Seeing Nova unconscious for the second time, Odd asks Nash to heal her, but Nash responds, "Do I look like a doctor to you?" Odd tells her it's a flaw and asks her to leave. Nash remembers something too and quickly reaches his cabin in the jungle. He reaches and takes a first aid box before heading back to the factory. As soon as Nas leaves, Claire arrives here and asks Nas's father because this was the only house close to the crash site. The officer mentions that they found ATV bike tracks after the crash site, to which Nas's father says it's Nas's and he spends most of his time at the factory, so probably they found them there. Then, Officer Claire heads towards the factory. When Mahi enters the factory, he doesn't see anyone except Nova's spacesuit. He was looking for Nova and Ed when suddenly Nova appears from the bushes and points her gun at Mahi. And Ed also says that this is of no use to us. But Nas, looking taut, gives Nova a tissue so she can clean the blood off her face. Suddenly, Claire also arrives here, but as soon as she enters, Nova steals Claire's car with Nas and Ed and escapes. On the way, Nas asks, "Who are you and why have you come here?" Nova says she's here for a good cause, but can't tell anyone just yet. The next morning, Claire and a colleague show Noah's spaceship to Colonel. Claire's associate reveals they found fingerprints perfectly matching a girl named Noah. The spaceship is way ahead of our time. The general orders them to gather all the information about the spaceship. On the other hand, Nova and Naz move ahead in Claire's car, where Nova is delighted to see trees and plants as they were extinct by her time. Shortly after leaving, the car stops due to overheating, but by chance, a man named Elchan happens to be passing by. Someone offers Noah and Naz to come over to his place and promises to fix their car. So, both of them agree and then reach Elchan's house with him, where Elchan's wife was farming. Meanwhile, Claire arrives at Little Nova's house with the officers. The Noah from 2025 was actually at home last night. Therefore, Claire doesn't find any particular evidence and has to leave empty-handed while Naz and Altine had fixed the car together. And now they all dine together. They saw Gina being taken into custody by Officer Claire, with the little girl trying to escape. How such advanced technology came into the hands of such a small child is beyond me. Claire asks Nova, "What is your future?" Nova dreams of becoming a fighter plane pilot just as Claire's car location is revealed near Elfin's house. So Claire arrives at Arcana's house with her team. Noah and Naz run towards the jungle as they see the police. Claire asks Elton about her car. Elton refuses, but the officers force him into the car. Claire wonders how her car got here. By showing a photo of Nova and Naz, they manage to inquire about them. Pearlson doesn't tell her anything, but the jacket was inside, which the officer had found. Actually, after going home, Elton gives Naz clothes to change. Therefore, the search begins in the bushes with the entire team. In the meantime, Naz and Nuha confront each other. He faces an officer who was shooting at Nova, but the officer wasn't dead. He had just gone into slow motion. Noah tells Nas that he has only slowed down the officer for a little while. But seeing this, Nas is completely shocked, and he follows Nova. As soon as they leave, Claire arrives here and is surprised to see the officer in such slow motion. Meanwhile, Nova and Nas arrive at a building named Falcon, where a meeting about a North Pole drilling project was happening. Simon was working on this project with his dad, so Nova tells him not to go through with it. If drilling happens at the North Pole, the Earth will be doomed. There will be global warming, tsunamis, which will deplete all the water on Earth, and by 2050, Earth will no longer be habitable. Poto savanti seka sesha. Hearing all this from such a little girl, Simon and the others started laughing. While Nova's friends make fun of him, Simon's father asks the security guards to kick these two kids out. But Nova doesn't give up and refuses to leave Simon's house. And to find Simon's house's address, Ed sticks it under his car. On the other hand, Claire tries to fix that officer, but the checkup reveals that the officer's physical body is fine. Just her mind is running too fast. Meanwhile, Falcon is calling from the security room of the building. Hearing that Nova was recorded in the CCTV camera installing a device in Simon's car, Claire immediately leaves to go to that building. And Nova and Nas both look at what they are fitting in Simon's car. Nova has now reached Simon's house. She tells Simon that she knows him very well and shows him the hologram of that bad man whose half face was burned. This man is actually none other than an older version of Simon. Old Simon says that the drilling his company is going to do at the North Pole will destroy the entire Earth. And it's okay to destroy the whole world just to prove himself to his father. Seeing all this, Simon is initially confused but then laughs at Noah and Nas because he thought they were joking with him. Meanwhile here, the police arrive here too and in haste fire a shot at Noah and Ed, while Nas immediately goes straight to Alton's base upon getting the chance and explains everything to Alton. Ida admits Nova to the hospital and as soon as he regains consciousness, Claire goes to him and says, "Tell me everything truthfully so I can help you." Trusting her, Nova also told her about stopping the drilling project. The companion also reveals that she has come from the year 2050. Believing Nova's words was not possible, so Claire asks her companion about the possibilities of time travel, where her companion reveals the ship Nova came from is of such advanced technology that is not possible in this time. And this robot is also made from highly advanced technology. Just as they were talking, Ed regains consciousness, takes Claire's gun and leaves from here. Both were chasing him, but by then Ed had gone far away. Afterward, Claire reaches out to Simon again and asks him to check his drilling project once more, to ensure there is no flaw in it, that it isn't something that could end the world. There are plenty of reasons not to do it. In the meantime, Simon's father arrives and tells Claire that they are all doing this likely and takes Simon away from here. On the other hand, it reaches near Aetnos and asks Nova to convey from the hospital to the spaceship, so they can go back to their own time. Nas surrenders to the police and turns the whole scene into slow motion by shooting them with Nova's gun. Then from the hospital, he takes Nova straight to the crash site, and before Claire arrives, places Nova in the spaceship to send her back to her time. Return assassin the Soto se bandi sab. In 2050, Nova was frustrated because it seemed like the mission had failed and now nothing could save Earth. But old Simon says that's not the case. A child comes running and calls Nova mommy with her husband Nas nearby. Going back to the past to change the future was possible, so Nova decides to go back on the mission. She returns to the same location where Claire was taking Nas. But Nova saw a sad Izaki Batara showing a gun, asks Nas to join her, and Claire does the same because she wants to understand. Because she realized that stopping Simon's project is very crucial to save the Earth. And then Nova and Nas take off towards the North Pole in a spaceship, where along the way they see many other spaceships, to which Nova says these ships are from different origins. And here, Surface has come to stop this drilling project. On the other side, in the North Pole, Simon's father was talking about the benefits of the project. But Simon says to stop this project while Nova and Nas move ahead, doing stunts in slow motion. Meanwhile, Simon's father is upset with Simon. But Simon says that if Nova is telling the truth, we shouldn't put the whole world at risk because of a single project. But his father removes him from the project and proceeds to turn on the drilling machine. But Nova freezes them and pauses startle. After that, Claire sees on TV that many time travelers have arrived here and have destroyed the machinery of North Pole as well as other countries, which was damaging the Earth. Ida Nova reaches Autumn's house with NASA's help and thanks Polka before leaving for her mission again. But she doesn't tell NASA that they got married in the future. Meanwhile, Claire takes Nas into her custody and interrogates him, where Nas reveals that this is just the beginning. In the future, time travel machines have been invented, and as long as there is a threat to Earth, we will continue to use time travel to fix it. Claire also leaves NAS, returns her ATV bike, and with that, the movie ends right there. So friends, how did you like this movie explanation? Do comment and let us know, and don't forget to like and share the video. And for more movie explanations like this, subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon so you get notified about upcoming videos. See you in the next video. Let's go. Bye bye. Take care.